Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great most, and ever well. Peace and blessings to the elected nation of Israel. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, meaning He is, He exists, He to be. Ba'in Hada Sham name, Yahweh Shai is the name of the only begotten Son, meaning He delivers, He saves. Rakakwadash, Holy Spirit. All right. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great most, and ever well. Peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom and above all. All right. So, back at it again with the lesson through the Spirit of power. Yahweh Shem Shai, Lord willing, lessons edifying. Just getting straight to it through the Spirit. All right. One thing that I've been noticing a pattern in the Spirit is that a lot of times when certain demons or seducing spirits try to influence you to do certain things, all right, just know that you're not the only one. And it's funny because there have been times in my walk, multiple times, of course, where demons will try to tempt me or, implant certain thought processes in my mind or thoughts or influences, right? And even though the Wadi Yahweh Shem Shai, the Lord, would give me the spirit to filter it, all right, through the scriptures. But it's funny because somehow, some way, it manifested on the other end. Someone in the ministry, or the ministry, as far as the ministry being involved, someone further down the line would have those same type of seducing spirits, okay, and get caught up, man, okay. Like I can name a few, the King David demon. When I was young in the faith, a demon tried to hop on me, make me believe that I was King David. I'm just being real, okay? But I was like, in my spirit, the Wadi Yahweh Shem Shai, I was just like, nah, like, I'm not. Like, I didn't think I was. Like, and don't get me wrong, that King David demon hops on a lot of different people in Israel. But it tried to hop on me too. And that was a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? But in my spirit, I'm like, nah, man, like, ain't no way I'm King David. You know what I mean? But as I grew in the ministry, I grew in the spirit. I learned through the spirit who King David really is. All right, and that's High Priest Mashah. High Priest Elder Mashah, man. Okay, King Mashah. That's King David, man. Okay, not me. Or any of the other guys running around saying they King David. You know what I mean? But that's one, okay? But a few years down the line, people out here saying they King David. Okay, another one was with one body. I think I want to believe, I want to say it's one body, who was formerly known as one body in Yahweh Shai, but now I believe they're just known as, they go by one body. Okay, and I don't even think they call it the name Yahweh Shai anymore. But nonetheless, I mean, even if you do call on a name, you got to be living according to that name. So you can call on that name, but if you're not living according to that name, you're calling on that name in vain. All right. But the point is, if I'm not mistaken, one body made the statement saying how, the miracles Moses was doing in the wilderness and, Pharaoh was witchcraft. But it was funny because like a week before that, I thought in my spirit, and like I said, the Wadi Yahweh Shem Shai, Lord gave me the spirit to filter it, but I thought in my spirit, like, man, the type of power Moses had, people would have thought that was witchcraft, right? I said a spirit hopped on me to say that, but I wasn't saying Moses was committing witchcraft. I'm just saying somebody would think Moses was committing witchcraft, man. And sure enough, one body ended up coming out saying Moses was committing witchcraft, man, which is completely false, man. All right, Moses was doing spiritual powers and divine intervention and committing miracles on the right-hand side in righteousness, man. And we know that because when Pharaoh called the magicians and the wizards and the witches and the warlocks, some of the miracles Moses did, they were able to replicate, and some of them they could not. And what did they say? They said they couldn't do anything because this was the finger of God. They knew that it was the righteous power of the Most High, man. It wasn't just witchcraft, man. So that's just two examples off the top of my head. Of course, there's other things, but I'll be here all day going back and forth about it. But the point that I'm trying to make is that a lot of times when these demons are out here trying to seduce you and get you to go off, you're not the only one they've tried to hit you with the same type of temptation. And there'll be a lot of times you talk to brothers and you go through certain things throughout your week and you tell a brother about what you went through. A brother be like, yo, me too, da-da-da-da-da, X, Y, and Z. So, we all be going through it, man. But just know that that's just what's coming down the pipeline in the spirit for that season. So you just got to learn to adapt and roll with the punches, man. Okay? This is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. It says, I'll start at verse 7. 1 Peter 5 and 7. Casting all care. I'm going to start at 6. 1 Peter 5 and 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh Shai, that he may exalt you in due time. And how do you humble yourself under the hand of the Lord? By taking heed to the ways of the Lord. Okay? Verse 7. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. That's right. Yahweh Shai, he cares for us, man. So we're supposed to cast all of our cares upon him. We're supposed to cast all of our worries upon him. All right? Not upon our own selves. It says, be sober, be vigilant. Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. That's right. Satan is constantly, on the prowl, seeing who he can devour, man. So he might hit somebody with some rah-rah, and he might have tried you with that same rah-rah, but through the spirit, you casted down those strongholds. All right, but a lot of other people, they get caught up when they don't have the proper protection of Yahweh Shai upon them, man. And a part of the Lord's protection is the knowledge of the scriptures. All right, Ephesians 6 chapter goes into our spiritual weapons and our spiritual armor. Okay. 1 Peter 5 and 9, whom resist steadfast in the faith. That's right. So we're supposed to steadfastly resist the spiritual demon Satan, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. That's right. So, all of our other brothers who are going through it as well. Satan has tried them probably in that same avenue. Now, sometimes you go through certain things where, it's tailor-made for you, okay, in a particular season, but further down the line, a brother might end up going through that same thing. Now you have experience on how to help that brother out. Like it says in Luke 22 and verse 28. Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations. So just like how we're going through temptations, Yahweh went through temptations as well. But it says, yet was he without sin. In all points was tempted, yet without sin, man. So here it is. We think we have common temptations. Yahweh had these same type of common temptations, man. Demons trying to tempt him and influence him and put certain thought processes in his mind. But, he filtered it all through the scriptures and through the spirit, man. And we must do the same in order to be, delivered from these different wicked forces, man. Okay, and sometimes, certain things might happen to you. This is something I'm also realizing, too. Certain things might happen to you, okay? And, it could be of your own doing, but also sometimes it's just Satan, man. That's all, okay? You might be like, damn, what did I do? Like, Lord. But not saying that the Lord just punishes us just to punish us, but sometimes you go through certain things because it's just Satan trying you, all right? The Lord gave Satan authority to try Job, right? He just said, hey, Job, you do what you want with Job, but just don't kill him. So sometimes that happens where there's a bet on our souls in the spirit realm where Satan, where the Lord pulls your card and, have you considered my servant such and such, He's a diligent brother. He goes to the highways and byways every week. He does his lessons. He studies, he's charitable. He gives alms, you know what I'm saying? He prays. He reads, so on and so forth, right? The Lord will go down the list boasting on his servant. Then Satan will come up and be like, man, I bet you I could tempt him here. He's weak in this area, Lord. Bet you I can get him here, Lord. Oh, Lord, he has a short temper. Bet you I can get him here. I bet you I could provoke his spirit to get him to curse you, Lord. Just giving examples. And the Lord like, all right, bet. Do what you need to do. Just don't. And the Lord gives Satan certain boundaries that he cannot pass, man. So the Lord might say, okay, don't take his life. Or the Lord might say, yeah, don't take his life. And don't also interfere with X, Y, and Z, because it's deeper than, the Lord. At the end of the day, the Lord gives Satan the green light to do what he does. Okay. And we have to constantly remember that. So that's why we can't get offended at the trials and tribulations, because it's all set up through the Spirit, and it's really all to make us better at the end of the day, you know. But Luke 22:29, it says, "And I appointed to you a kingdom as my Father hath appointed unto me, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel." That's right. So this is a part of the reward of resisting the temptation and you know, striving for the kingdom of Yahweh Bashmal Shai. Authority, rulership, okay, and righteousness, everlasting eternity. Okay. Here's the point, verse 31. "And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren." Right? So Satan desiring to sift us like wheat, man. But the Lord said he prayed that his faith didn't fail. And see, that's what it is. It's all about keeping the faith. Scripture said, "The just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him." So we have to keep the faith. Satan's job is to overthrow your faith, man. So no matter what, like Apostle Paul said, nothing shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, man. All right. Not height nor depth, not death nor life, nor principalities, nor things present, things to come, you know, so on and so forth, man. Any creature, nothing at all should be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh Shai. So we have to continually keep the faith. And when we go through these different tribulations that the Lord got set up for us to go through, once we get through them, Lord willing, all right, we're supposed to strengthen up the brothers. We're supposed to show the brothers how to get through it when they go through it, you know? Or even before they go through it, you tell them your testimony, and now they know how to handle it, man. You know what I'm saying? Apostle Paul spoke about how certain members of the church waxed more bold because of his bonds, you know? So even though Apostle Paul was going through different afflictions, members of the church benefited from that, because now they learn how to move through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. And I can even attest to that with the elder Menadazak Ba. A lot of times, Elder Menadazak Ba be going through different tribulations. And, you know, all the brothers do, of course. I'm not just trying to single the elder out, but I'm just saying this is something that I personally, in my personal walk with the elder Menadazak Ba, out in South Carolina, all right, Shalom to that elder and the brother with him doing the work too, you know. But, you know, like even that time when you had that Jake come up on the elder trying to like dance in front of him and provoke him. All right, but the elder, you know, at the end of the day, what did he do, man? He called on the name of Yahweh Bashmel Shai. Okay? He called on the name of Yahweh Bashmel Shai. He kept it spiritual at the end of the day. Even though he got turned up, and there's nothing wrong with that. But he still called on the name of the Lord, man. He still remembered Yahweh Bashmel Shai, man. All right? You know? So, but situations like that taught me how to move. Taught me how to, you know, maneuver better in the spirit, okay? And, you know, we're constantly learning from brothers, man, okay? We have to be students of the game when it comes to this truth. But I got a few more precepts, Lord willing, and I'm going to close out. This is Job 1:6. "Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord." It says, "And Satan came also among them." Why? Because Satan is a son of God. He's an angel, just on the left-hand side. "And the Lord said to Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord, I said, From going to and fro on the earth, and from walking up and down in it." Right? So Satan is constantly out here trying to influence people on the earth, man. Okay? To get them to go off, ultimately. All right? And do wickedness. You know? So we have to be mindful of these things, man. So a certain demon might try to hop on you and you conquer that demon. But don't be surprised when you hear about it later in the ministry, how, you know, some dudes are bugging out because of a specific demon. Okay? It's not that you're wicked. It's not that you're bugged out. It's just the demons is going around sifting whoever they can. All right? And, you know, the spirit got it set up where, you know, Lord want them to work on their craft in a particular fashion. Okay? What I'm saying is the Lord got it set up where it's like, all right, at this time of year, I want you to go around tempting people to celebrate Christmas. To see who's truly about me, to see who truly loves me. You know? And even though the scripture said the Most High cannot tempt man with evil. All right? Because, you know, at the end of the day, it's really set up for the sake of, you know, we have to have accountability. We can't just be like, oh, God made me go off. You know, because even though the Lord is in control of man, And there is no free will, but you still have to be accountable. You can't just, oh, the Lord made me do it. That's a spirit. Seen the car with a goddamn Christmas wreath. All right, but, or the Lord say, all right, at this season of time, I want you to have some people who bug out and they come up against the apostles, and you know what I'm saying, and they say these types of false doctrines. Because don't you realize that we hear the same type of false doctrine every year? All right, every year we go over the same type of false doctrines, man. Very rarely have you heard of a new type of false doctrine, man. It's usually the same thing, just remixed and reshipped out and repackaged again, man. All right, whether it be the virgin birth, the 400-year prophecy of America being destroyed in 400 years, it's just like the same old, man. Salvation is for everybody. Like, oh, the Lord isn't a so-called black man, so on and so forth, man. All right, it's usually always the same doctrines, man. But through the Spirit of the Lord, the Lord has given us the eyesalve to know how to move, man. But these demons is constantly going around the earth seeking whom they can seduce and get to go off, man. So you got to gird up the loins of your mind. Proverbs 4:23 says, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it come the issues of life. So we got to constantly have a watch over our heart and our minds, because like I say, the heart is deceitful and desperately wicked. Who can know it, man? I, the Lord, try the hearts and the reins, man, to give every man according to his work. So our hearts are desperately wicked, man, okay? And the flesh wants something, to feed on. But we got to walk in the Spirit, not so that we don't fulfill the lust of the flesh. All right? I had one last precept, if I remember correctly. I think I pretty much got everything I needed to hit. But, one precept that just came on my mind through the Spirit when I was saying how sometimes the Lord have a setup where certain demons come out, to do a certain specific task. What happened when Shimei was cursing King David? What did King David say? He said, well, let's get the account. Okay? This is 2 Samuel 16:10. And the king said, what have I to do with you, ye sons of Zeruiah? So let him curse, because the Lord hath said unto him, curse David. Who shall then say, wherefore hast thou done so? And David said to Abishai and to all his servants, behold, my son which came forth of my bowels seeketh my life. How much more now may this Benjamite do it? Let him alone and let him curse, for the Lord hath bidden him. All right? So the Lord put the sanction out for a demon to hop on Shimei to curse King David. And that's going off because the scripture say you shall not curse nor revile the gods. All right? Meaning your leaders, your judges amongst the nation of Israel. All right? It says, it may be that the Lord will look on mine affliction, and that the Lord will requite me good for his cursing this day. That's right. So he stayed in the Spirit. He didn't get emotional, and best believe Shimei paid for it. And best believe that the Lord looked upon King David's affliction and requited him good for his cursing. All right. But at the end of the day, that's how we need to be, man. Water off a duck's back. Don't take it personal. Just understand it's business, man. Spiritual business at that. All right. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem El Shai, Bashem Kakodash, the honest apostles, great most and ever well. Peace and blessings to the elected nation of Israel. With that, we're going to say Shalom, Baba Kwame Sharala.